I'm very excited to be starting this party and like having this actually happen because I mean, it's basically been like a month of prepping for it. And then I did maybe a little too much last minute prep, but it's fine. But I'm really excited to be doing this. I got all kinds of cool stuff. Still working low, but I can listen. See, that is fair. I hope that your work is going well, though. All right, I actually have to bring in. We're gonna see if I can do something very quick. To see if I can record audio. Very quickly here. Again, we will start in a moment. I just want to know if this is something that works. Will you join Craig? Oh, he does join! Yay! All right, awesome. This is great. So, a little bit of a rundown here. So, Craig is here to record audio of the show as we're going to be, starting it up. And then I am also recording the video for later for anyone who wants to maybe listen back on it in the future and all of that fun stuff. Also, glad you are doing well, Ed. And yeah, I think I know that it is 8. All right, perfect. Let me make sure that all of my stuff is up and ready. All right, well, welcome everyone to the RPG Goblin's first ever TTRPG party. I hope, again, that all of you are doing fantastic. Welcome in, Dan. I am really excited to be doing this, especially since this is part of the celebration of hitting 1,000 listens in the month of November, which I still have to say thank you guys so much for making that actually happen. When I set that goal at the beginning of November, I'm like, you know what, this is really ambitious. I'm not sure if this is going to work, but we're at least going to try. And I really didn't expect, I thought maybe we would get a good chunk of the way through. And then not only did we hit the 1,000 listens in November, you guys absolutely like smashed it out of the park by almost like, I think 200 extra listens, which again, just thank you so much because that is still insane to me and I can't believe it. So thank you. And this party is going to be for that and also, wrapping up the year as 2024 is very quickly approaching, which is absolutely insane to me. And I'm really excited about what the new year will be happening for us, or what will be happening in the new year for us, however words work. Oh yeah, hey Rocky. I'm glad that you are doing great. And yeah, these stage things are pretty like new to me as well. I did my first one, I think, was it a week ago for the whole Q&A, which that was really fun. And when that went well, I'm like, all right, this is like the perfect solution for the party. But yes, that's an incredible milestone, Riley. I still can't believe it. But like I said, this is to be wrapping up the year. And also, I will be having a big announcement, and I will announce it here at the beginning. And this is something that I've been working on in the background for a little bit, and I'm pretty excited. But so the RPG Goblin is actually going to be starting a Patreon soon, which is the big announcement. And Riley, I know that we talked about this before, which is why I mentioned it, but the RPG Goblin is actually starting a Patreon. And I'll be honest, I'm a little still nervous about this because I honestly didn't really think that it would get to this point. When I started this podcast, it was a really cool and fun thing to do and I really loved doing it. And then I'm like, oh, maybe this could become something. I don't know. And then we got to the end of the year and you guys have been amazing. The podcast has been just so much fun to do and I love doing it. And it's like, well, you know what? Let's try something interesting. Let's do a Patreon and, help support the podcast, basically. If you don't know, I actually started out originally, my full-time job for about 3-4 years was actually being a dice maker. And in about mid 2023, I ended up leaving that behind as I was getting super invested in doing this podcast and, wanting to be in the TTRPG space even more. And so, I I've been able to sustain the podcast and do all of that, but the Patreon's basically going to be happening and supporting the podcast itself, making sure that we can keep going. Stuff like being able to still do the video episodes that we'll be releasing, I swear, next year. Or I shouldn't say next year, but the beginning of next year, in the new year here. And keep, just everything going and being able to start more projects. Since some of the stuff I'm really looking forward to in the new year is doing more YouTube content, specifically doing more specifically made for TTRPGs and not just D&D, because that's something I even did with the RPG Goblin podcast. Is I really wanted fun conversations about TTRPGs, and I feel like there's not enough TTRPG discussion podcasts out there. So I wanted to make my own, and I wanted one that I would really enjoy, and so I made that, and it's been amazing. And so I really want to start making videos and even some short form stuff as well that caters to the exact kind of TTRPG content that I want in life, which is fun and goofy and obsessed with TTRPGs. So those are some of the things that I'm really looking forward to doing in the new year, and I'm hoping this Patreon will kind of help us get started with that. Actually, I just realized that we started this whole party and I never told everyone that it's happening. Give me one moment. And I will actually send a link very quickly for the Patreon in the chat here. Obviously, there is no pressure to support or join or anything. It is something completely new. We're trying this out and seeing what will happen. But feel free to check it out and see, what you think of it and all of that, because I'm pretty happy with the things that we are going to be doing, which I can actually... Oh, wait, why is this not letting me send a link here? Actually, I'll just send it in the general chat. But yeah, I can actually go through some of these stuff regarding the Patreon, since this is, kind of the big announcement that's going on. All right, here, I'll put it in the announcement chats here. If that's an actual link. Oh, gosh. You know what? We will worry about it later. But yes, also, hi, Parker. I didn't say hi to you yet. I saw that you joined in. Hello, welcome. But yeah, the RPG Goblin Patreon, that is happening. That is up now and open for people to go check out and support and all that cool stuff. So for the first tier, kind of the basic level tier, what it's going to end up being is getting special Discord access, of having a specific Patreon only role, and any time that I do anything Patreon specific with events or channels or anything like that, you get access to all of those things. And potentially in the future, the RPG Goblin Discord may become Patreon only. People who are already in the Discord will still have access to it, but anything that becomes Patreon only content will end up switching to that. But this is a big if and when that happens. So that's to think about in the future. But one of the other things is the fact that I'm going to be hosting monthly TTRPG parties like this. Now, maybe not every single one will be exactly like this party. This one is the first one that we're ever doing, and we'll actually see how it goes, see how everything works out. We'll give some stuff away and have some people on, and from there we can work together and actually plan and do things like that. But these are going to be monthly parties that I'm going to host for the people in the Patreon itself. And I'm just really excited about that. And I will also mention that none of the tiers actually have names. I'm aware. I'm actually going to be hopefully working with you guys to create some, because I got actually stumped on what to name these. I'm like, what would be really fun names that would actually be relevant to this show and to this community and stuff? Oh no, if you hit publish? Oh gosh. You can still hear? Okay, so it's just the internet. Okay, that's good to know, Riley. Thank you. Well, then, hey, we are announcing the Patreon today. And that is... Oh no! Some people have lost audio and video, and some people have not. If people are on mobile, there is a chance that you can lose audio or video for sure, because I know that it will kind of go in and out. Well, this is a fun way to start the party. Yours is doing well. You're on desktop. Okay, cool, cool. Live show. Yeah, exactly. Live. Everything's live, and there will be road bumps, and that's okay. All right, I hope that audio, I know that some people are coming in and out. All you had to do was, okay, perfect. Awesome. All you have to do is disconnect and reconnect. Thank you, Charlie, for sharing that. Fun times. Also, thank you, Riley, for letting me know that. I was wondering if that was a thing. I didn't see anything specific for it. So I guess it'll just be the announcement for the Patreon for now, and then I will actually share it later when the page is actually up. But yeah, that is happening. I guess to kind of talk about some of the other tiers, just so that you guys have an idea of what's going to be available. The second tier, which, I guess I should circle back a little bit. The first tier is going to be just a $5 tier. It's going to give you special access to the Discord, especially when it goes private in the future as well. And then also monthly TTRPG parties that are going to be like this, where you guys can ask questions. I can bring you up on stage. We'll have guests, giveaways, and just a bunch of fun TTRPG chats, because that's all we really want in life. The second tier is actually going to be a $10 tier, and we are going to be doing some fun stuff with that, such as actually releasing episodes a day early. So if you are part of that tier, you will get access to any new RPG Goblin episodes a day early, which for now we are releasing on Fridays, which means you'll get them on Thursdays. And then along with that, we are also going to be having like behind the scenes type content. And specifically what I'm excited for is during a lot of the recordings that I do for the podcast, my guests and I will end up talking a lot before and after we actually record. And I think it's been one time where I actually ended up talking with one of the guests, I think it was Zachariah, for like 3 hours total. And we only recorded for maybe like an hour and a half. And so I'm starting to record more of this content and more of these chats, because I think they are so much fun. And I'm going to be releasing them in that $10 tier for like kind of behind the Goblin. I've kind of been calling it in my head of, you're going to be able to hear some of these, out of episode chats that no one else has heard before, and usually aren't always directly related to the games that we're talking about, which I think are always really fun conversations personally, because again, I just really like to talk about TTRPGs, and talking about, the specific games is always a blast, but also like getting opinions and thoughts and stuff on other like aspects of the games from my guests is really, really fun. And along with that, you'll get to hear about any like events or projects that I'm doing way beforehand. You will also get access to, here, let me look very quick at what I wrote just to make sure that I'm saying everything correctly. You will also get to hear about the episodes and the guests that are going to be, coming out way before they actually do come out, and sneak peeks at the guests that I'm going to be bringing on, which in 2024, there should be some really exciting guests actually in the lineup, and some really exciting topics too, especially about a game that I've been really dying to talk about, which I'm really excited for. So you can get to hear that, before anyone else does, and before the actual episodes come out. Sorry, I had to drink some water very quick. My brother and his boyfriend are staying, and I think they're starting to get sick. And I think I'm starting to get a little bit sick right now, which is very unfortunate. So my my voice may give out at some point, but we're going to try and get through this. But yeah, that's the $10 tier, and of course you get everything that comes with the $5 tier, because why not? Parties for everyone. And then the last tier, which this one's kind of, a big step up, is the $20 tier. This is for if you just want to be a really cool person and like mega support the podcast, which would be amazing. This is going to be basically, you will get your name shout out at the end of every single episode of the RPG Goblin until maybe in the future when there's too many names, but we're not going to worry about that now. But you'll get your name shout out at the end of every single episode of the RPG Goblin. And along with that, you will actually get raw episode recordings, ones that are not edited, and so you get to kind of hear some of the stuff that gets cut out, some of the conversations that get cut out, and of course, ones that happened in the past, I will be checking in with my guests of making sure that's okay. And yeah, it's basically kind of, you get a little bit more behind the scenes of what kind of goes on when we record, and a lot of the blooper and speaking mistakes that I make, because I do that a lot. There's actually an episode, I think it's the Over the Mountain episode. There is a lot of me mistaking of how to say prompt and adjective, which was kind of embarrassing, so I edited those out, but I think that one actually may be one of the first ones that I release for you guys, just because I think it's really goofy. And then obviously with the $20 tier, you get everything else before that as well. And that's kind of what we're starting out with. It's only the 3 tiers. They're pretty simple in what you get. And again, when the Patreon actually goes up, we will deal with that, and you guys can actually check it out for yourself. But that is the big announcement, is the RPG Goblin is going to have a Patreon, and if you want to support the show, you are going to be able to. So yay. Also, welcome in Arturus. It is very nice to have you here. I am always happy to see more people joining in. You guys are awesome. And yeah, I guess I'd love to know how's everyone feeling today? How's everyone doing? I'm really excited about this party, and we'll actually be doing our first giveaway here in about 13 minutes, because kind of how I'm going to be framing this whole party here is about every 30 minutes we're kind of going to be switching things up. So the first 30 minutes is me kind of giving this big announcement, rambling on a little bit, setting up what the party's actually going to be. Then at about 8:30 we are going to be doing our first giveaway for a dice bag and D&D cards that Kim from 5GMs in a Trench Coat was so gracious to donate to this, which she was supposed to come on for the party but ended up having some other things to deal with. So again, hopefully in the future, we are going to be able to do a Patreon monthly TTRPG party with Kim in it, because I'd love to have her on and talk about all kinds of games with her. But we'll be doing that giveaway at around 8:30, and then we will bring on our first guest, actually, which I believe is Kyle, right? Yeah, Kyle said about 35 minutes out at 8. So actually, maybe we'll have Riley hop on for a little bit as we wait for Kyle, unless Kyle comes in at that point. And from there, we're going to be talking about TTRPGs, having a great time, do another giveaway at 9, and then we will switch out, have Riley from Friend and Foe Adventure Co. come on, talk TTRPGs, do a giveaway at the end, and then I will be going solo again, and we will maybe have a little mini Q&A or do something like that as we kind of wrap up the party, and then have a final giveaway at 10. So if that sounds great, then perfect, because you're at the party. So that is what you are going to be experiencing. But I am really excited about this, and so I may be rambling a little bit here. I'll be honest, I was a little bit nervous to be doing this, since this is only like my second ever live event that I've hosted and did live. So it's always something new, and getting used to it. But yes, Riley, party. It is going to be a party, and it's going to be a great time. Actually, I would like to maybe talk about this game very quick, because we're got about 10 minutes until we'll be doing our first giveaway, which I don't actually have the physical dice bag and cards with me, but I will be sending a example picture in the chat that will also host as where you guys will enter for the giveaway as well. But very quickly, I want to talk about this. So when my brother came down to visit, he was going to be bringing me some Kickstarter packages that I had sent to him because we are kind of in the limbo of moving and we don't really know when it will happen. So I've decided to just send all of my Kickstarter packages to my brother, which means that he keeps them hostage until he finally visits or we go up. But he was visiting for Christmas, which meant that he could drop off both the Zone RPG, and also another game, which is a Morkborg hack called Castaway. Which is basically, you're surviving on like a deserted island after you get shipwrecked. Very cool. It's named after the movie, yes. But I kind of want to talk about the Zone RPG very quick because I love this thing. When I first saw it advertised, I instantly fell in love with it because isn't this like the most, oh god, beautiful art that you've ever seen? I love the green, and I'll actually, yeah, the artwork is so rad. I can't even explain how, like, just in love with this I am. I've been, like, putting it right there on my shelf behind me, and it looks amazing, but I wanted to bring it over for the day to just, like, talk about it. And so I love this. And so when you take the thing off here, there's a bunch of little booklets. And this is like, how to run the game. This is a whole thing on mutations because you're basically playing this like surreal, like horror RPG play to lose card game. That's also an RPG where you're kind of telling this collaborative story since it's like a co-op game. There's not really a GM. And you're going into this place called the Zone. And in the Zone, it is beautiful, and you're exploring and discovering all of these things, and having to deal like with your phobias and obsessions, and it's just so interesting. And a whole big point of it is that you're like mutating as you're going through this zone. And so they actually have this whole like mutation book, and again, the artwork is so cool. I love the back of it too. And they basically give you like a bunch of prompts and ideas for like different things that you can do to mutate in the game, which I thought was really, really cool. But the thing that I really want to talk about is these beautiful cards, which with the ring light behind the screen here look insane. But these cards, when I opened this game up, I knew that they were going to be holographic, but I didn't realize how, like, high quality, holographic, like, beautiful cards would actually, like, I didn't realize how beautiful these were going to be. And, like, right now, it's kind of hard to even see some of the artwork because of how much they're shifting with the rainbows. But the artwork, if we can maybe get it a little bit, can you see that maybe even a tiny bit? Oh, kind of like that. The artwork in this game, just like the cover, is some of the most stunning art that I've seen for a game, and I am so thoroughly obsessed. Also, welcome, Toffer! Welcome on in. We are nerding out about holographic cards for the Zone RPG. How are you doing? No, this is, I love these cards, and basically these are like I don't know if they're called class cards, but they are basically your character card, and it's based on like an occupation. So we have like the architect here, and they all have each their own individual art. We've got like the exterminator, which again, these are a little difficult to see just with how shiny they are. They're a lot easier to see in person. I will say that. We have the filmmaker, which this one I actually really, really love. And like the whole thing about this game is that you're playing to lose, which means there will be death. And specifically, I think only one character can make it to the end of the zone. Only one, which means everyone else will either mutate or die or something bad will happen to them. And I just, like, I'm already a huge fan of 10 Candles, which is, like, the same kind of vibe where it's like, you're all gonna die by the end. But this is just specifically really cool. Wait, you've played this? Oh, Omelet, okay. It's really fun. All right, I want to. What did you think about it? Like, I know that they've had an online version for a long time, and I've tried to play it solo for a bit because you can play it that way. And I never got super far into it because I am terrible at just like sitting down and being like, I'll just play this thing right now. You loved it? Oh, perfect. No, I am so like I can't even tell you how excited I am to get to play this, especially in person, because kind of the whole aesthetic of the game is that you're supposed to be like playing in the dark with like glow in the dark sticks. And I think that is so cool, and I want to play it so badly. It's got like the coolest vibes. I love it. You're not even a fan of horror, but that was fun. All right, awesome. That's good to know. Yeah, I mean, I don't know, I guess, how horror-y the game is, but it's, it looks really good. And I know it's a lot of like that collaborative storytelling too, because you kind of take turns and you pull like, I think it's maybe these cards. Yeah, it's like these scene cards or location cards, and they basically like give you prompts, and you go in the circle, and you basically each take a turn on answering these cards, and then other people can also expand on that answer and like kind of go from there. That's good to know. I'm not a horror fan either. See, you can still play spooky games even like, and that's honestly a thing that I like about TTRPGs too, is that there are horror TTRPGs, but you can make them non-spooky or less spooky if you want to by just kind of changing up the tone. Also, welcome, Courtney. I saw that you came in. I just want to properly give you a welcome. I hope that you are doing well. But yes, I am so insanely excited about this game. And I was hoping to actually play it while my brother was down here, and he's going to be leaving like early on the 21st. So I don't think that we're going to get a chance to play it, and that makes me very sad. But I'm hoping that I can arrange an online game to play it, even though, I won't actually be playing with the pretty, beautiful cards. It'll at least be something because I really want to try this game out. But I think we actually will be playing some stuff tomorrow, but it's going to be some board games like it's not a board game, a card game called Fun Employment, which is basically like an improv game where you're interviewing for jobs with randomly selected cards. It is like one of my favorite games in existence, and so I'm very excited to play that. And we'll put the zone back here, but yeah, thank you everyone for letting me ramble about that for a little bit, because I've been very excited, and even though I play TTRPGs with my brother and my younger sibling, we haven't really had the chance to really talk about any games, and so I've just had all of these thoughts about the zone in my head this entire time, and I'm just very glad that you guys will listen. But it is 8:28, which, oh my gosh, we're almost done with the first like quarter of the party. I knew that this would feel a lot faster than it was gonna seem like. So, oh, this is crazy. And I think we'll actually start our first giveaway here, I think. Which, can I send something here? Yes, I can. All right, so for the first giveaway that we are going to be doing for the party, we are going to be giving away a dice bag and a bunch of D&D cards from Kim, who runs or not runs, or is a part of 5GMs in a Trench Coat. I actually forgot to double check what the name of the company was, but they run a company that I will link in the announcement chats after this, where basically they make these dice bags that are really, really cute, along with these custom cards for D&D for like magic items and stuff like that. And so Kim was so very gracious to contribute this to the party. And so what we will be doing here is, I don't actually have a picture of the exact dice bag and cards that she will be giving away, since she's right now moving and it's a little hectic. So I have a replacement image right now, and what we will do is, if you would like to win this, really cute dice bag and cards, react to the image that I will be sending in the chat with a red heart. And then I guess I can bring on Riley if you would like, Riley, and we can talk for a little bit, and then after like about a minute or so, I will have like Riley pick a random number or roll a random number, and we'll pick a winner. And then I will set you up with Kim afterwards to receive your dice bag. But the one that you actually will be winning is going to be a cute little Santa's like a Santa toy sack dice bag, along with an assortment of these D&D cards. So I will send the image in the chat, and again, the way to enter to win this, please react to the image with a red heart, and I will Riley, if you want to come on, or maybe if someone, I can stall also, to kind of wait for some people to enter that. We will go from there. And actually, I may put a red heart early just so that it's a bit easier for other people to do it. Yes, it is an octopus. That one's an octopus, which is really, really cute. And I know that you can order these from the company that they run. And again, I will be sending a link to that. And actually, I may be able to pull it up on my phone very quick. But the one that you will actually be winning is a little Santa sack dice bag, so it's like really Christmassy and stuff, which for the holiday season I really like the idea. Kim came up with it. It's like, man, that would be really cute, so we're going to be doing that one for the actual giveaway. And also I'm going to remove my react here just so that we don't have that lingering, and I will wait another moment here for people to react. And let me pull up hopefully the website that actually they sell these through, so that I can link it. But you will be getting both the little dice bag and the cards, which again, these are like really, really cute. I really want one for myself. I'm very excited. All right. All right. I'm not sure if I can pull it up very quickly here, but we have 6 reactions here, so I think I'm going to pull the winner in just a moment here. Then we'll have kind of our first giveaway, and we'll move on to the next segment, which Kyle is not here yet, who was supposed to be our guest. Again, if Riley, you would like to hop up, or if someone else would like to maybe come on for a little bit as we wait for Kyle, that would actually be very fun, because I am all down for talking games. Or if you guys have any questions for me or the party or the Patreon that, we're releasing and stuff, let me know. We can fill this time. All right, so we will get the winner. We have 6 reacts, so I'm going to roll a d6 of actually the dice that I'm going to be giving away. I will roll that, and whoever's the number that shows up will win the dice bag and cards. All right, I rolled a 2. Oops, sorry, I didn't mean to actually react to it. View reactions. View reactions, please. All right. 1, 2. Oh, gosh, it's one of the names that is being hidden. Who starts with an S here? I am so sorry that I can't read your name out loud. Whose name starts with an S in this chat? You are the one who won, so congratulations. I'm sorry that I can't read your name out for some reason. Yes, it is yours. Yes, it is yours. You are the winner. You are the winner. I'm so sorry that I can't read your name. So the streamer mode on OBS does not let me actually see names if it's your actual username, just, for privacy reasons and stuff. So I'm so sorry. As a TTRPG party, expect nothing less than to have physical dice decide winners. Exactly. Yay, it's fine. Okay, I'm so glad. I will hook you up with Kim after this party. We will get things sorted out so that she can send you the dice bag and cards. But again, it's going to be a little Santa present sack dice bag along with D&D cards, and they are really, really cute. And I will also send a link to the actual website where they sell these and all of that in the announcement chat later. I'll change it real quick. It's not my actual name anyways. So fair. Yeah, I mean, I would appreciate it just because it makes it a little bit easier reading it. But yeah, Riley, if you want to maybe hop up here, I'll invite you to speak, and we'll just kind of kill some time as we're waiting for Kyle to come on in. And maybe if you guys have any questions for either me or Riley or, the party, the Patreon, anything like that, let me know, because I am down to answer questions. I'm down to have a good time, and I'm already having a great time. This is actually really fun. I was nervous to do this, but no, this is great. This is so much fun. But I will make sure to actually write you down as a winner because I forgot that that is a good idea. So the dice bag. No, this is great. All right, awesome, awesome, awesome. And then hopefully when your username gets switched, it will actually show up for me. All right, da da da. Awesome. But yeah, Riley, you can hopefully come on to speak. All right. So I'm actually I was thinking about this earlier when I was like talking to my mom, and I really want to do actually a post or something soon asking people what they've been able to like play this year TTRPG wise, because I recently did like a little reel type video where I went over basically my wrapped of my 2023 like TTRPG stuff, and I got to share like all the different games that I ran and played, and I think it ended up being like 13 games in total that aren't D&D that I ran or played this year, which is pretty crazy, especially since I started the beginning of the year with only playing D&D. So 13 in 1 year is absolutely crazy, and I'm honestly really happy that I was able to get to that many. So I'm really curious if you guys have been able to get some TTRPG games outside of D&D played this year, and even if it's just been D&D, have you had any really awesome like D&D moments happen this year? It was an impressive list for sure. Oh, thank you, Topper. Also, Nerdy Mommy, perfect. Love the name. You are going to be the winner, and I will get your information to Kim. All right, perfect. Oh, hey, Riley.
Hey. My wife wanted to listen, so I was trying to get her set up, and then I forgot my headphones, so I was like, oh, back and forth.
All good. Well, welcome in. Hello. Well, I guess same question to you then. Have you had any really cool like games that you've been able to play this year? Any new games outside of D&D specifically? And even if it hasn't been outside of D&D, any cool moments in any games that you've played?
A lot of what I've played is Bunkers and Badasses. That's,
I mean, that's
it's
fair
my
though. It's
favorite.
great.
Yeah, I love it. I did get to earlier this year play some D&D, which I don't get to do very often. So
Oh
that was
yeah.
kind of fun. And
What did you think?
but yeah, it was good. You know, it
Yeah.
was good. It's the
What a
classic.
great reaction.
It's just so heavy, I feel like,
Hmm.
like there's so much to it, and especially for like my wife played with us, and so she's used to Bunkers and Badasses, and then we go over to D&D, and it's just like, holy moly, this is really, really overwhelming.
Yeah, a lot.
So,
Yeah.
yeah. And even GMing, I feel like it's so much more work.
Oh, it is. Yeah, I mean, I got a little burnt out on even GMing D&D. I mean, like I was good with it for a while. Then when it started to get into more heavy like combat prep and stuff, I'm like, oh no, I'm struggling.
Yeah. I did get to play. I told you this the other day that I played Shadowrun.
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
that's awesome.
Yeah, and that was really fun. Yeah, I did it on somebody else's podcast. The episode hasn't come out yet, but that was really entertaining,
Hmm.
and just so many D6s. It was so weird. Like I thought that I was like, okay, I'll bring a couple D6s, and then I ended up just using the not roll 20, whatever the other one is, Foundry.
Oh,
Uh,
Foundry, yeah, yeah.
yeah, and so then I just used Foundry because I was like, I don't have 18 D6s on me, like
Unfortunately.
I could grab some, but
Also, Kyle, you should have the speaker role. So you should be able to just join up, and maybe if we could all also hang out at the same time too. Um, it's the first ever TTRPG party. There's not really any rules. We'll do whatever we want. But no, all guys, these are so many cool things. 10 Candles for Halloween was perfect. Toffer, tell me. I need to know all about you playing 10 Candles because I love that game and I want to play so bad. Uh, hello. I can't unfortunately see your name B. The party is
Boss Jellybean.
Boss Jellybean. Oh, hi, Boss Jellybean. I'm so glad that you could make it. Yes, the party is still going. We've only done like one giveaway so far. We're talking about games. We're having a great time. No, this is awesome. Also, Parker, we explored TTRPGs as well. We only got through 4 systems, but Fairy One Ring and Fate Accelerated were my favorites. Yeah, those ones are really good, and I'm so glad that I was able to introduce you to more. Hello, Kyle. Welcome in.
Hi.
Hi, welcome. How are you doing?
Fine. Sorry that I'm a little late. I was at a party for a friend's birthday party, and I was like trying to be quick, but then traffic, all that stuff.
You are all good. I mean, again, we don't have any rules here yet. You like things are happening,
Yeah.
but I'm so glad to have you here. Also, I do love the background as well, Rocky. It's great.
Yeah, it's Discord, but it's my favorite. I was like, that is perfectly me, and like, I love it. So I'm claiming it as my own. I use it every time I stream on Twitch when I'm in like a doing like a interview or something.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's just, I love it.
Yeah, no, I like. I mean, it's fun, and I think it's also great to like if you don't have like a background like in the room that looks decent, it's nice to just hide it away and be like, no one worry about that. No.
And since I have Discord doing it, I don't have to set up my green screen, which is technically behind me, but like, it's just an annoying to trying to get that to function right.
So fair. Well, I mean, I will actually ask you. Oh.
I can bounce out so that it's you two.
Yeah, if you
and
want
then
to.
I can come back.
Yeah,
later.
absolutely. Yeah.
Awesome.
Perfect.
Be hanging out, but
I mean, okay, fine. If you want, fine.
Yeah, Riley. If you don't want to hang out.
Three's a crowd. Am I right? No.
I mean, we're having a party, so.
Yeah.
No, I just don't want to detract.
Yeah, all good. All good. So yeah, actually, I would love Kyle. So right before as you were like kind of coming in, I was asking everyone, what kind of games have they been able to play this year, and especially if they've been any new games or if you've had any like big moments happen in any of your own personal games. Have you had any of those happen?
So new games, I haven't really played any new systems lately. I mean, I've been kind of reading a lot of new systems, and especially when I help other people out with their development. But I've also been dipping my toes into like indie, or not indie, obviously indie, but like solo games.
Oh yeah, solo games, love those.
Yeah, but let's see, I've had a few interesting things happen. I've been doing a lot of running Pathfinder 2 from people up for starting from like beginners all the way down to people who just want to like not necessarily beginners to tabletop, but like maybe are curious about the system or wanting to do something weird and was like, okay, cool, let's run something.
Yeah. No, that's awesome.
I have, I mean, I think one of my favorite things is just some of the interesting synergies that I've seen some players like. One of the benefits of systems like Pathfinder 2 is allows like instead of designing it to where every character is a main character, like in the sense of like everyone is the main character of their own story. It's like much more about a group dynamic, and because of that, synergies with that is just delicious.
And that's in Pathfinder specifically?
Pathfinder 2 does a really good job about focusing on the party is the hero.
Yeah.
Not one of my gripes about the dragon is actually because in D&D it is very much designed to where when you make a character, that character is the hero of their story.
I've had the same thing.
Everyone is right, which means everyone is the hero. Thus, no one is really encouraged to work together, and there's
Yeah.
no real good synergy for that.
Yeah, there's not.
Pathfinder 2 fixes that
Yeah,
a little bit.
there's not really a lot of really good like even the supportive classes in D&D I feel like aren't even super great at being supportive and like creating those group dynamics and helping with that. That's something I've definitely also
Right.
missed from D&D and that I've enjoyed with trying out some other games is at least I feel like
Oh yeah.
there's some more rules and some more support for those group dynamics that I've really been craving.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, story systems really do. Story focus systems do it wonderfully in the sense that, I mean, because it's a narrative, all the characters are forward focused. That's great for it. Systems like it's just it is because of when they started it, they thought, hey, we know people are going to be playing these games with their friends. Let's make sure that is actually impactful instead of just kind of like pretty their focus and making these look super cool. Like, because they can look really cool.
Yeah, they can. And I think it adds to that element of just again feeling cool as a group instead of an individual, which I always find that more fun than like, you know, I know those are those really fun moments of like those spotlights on characters, but I feel like they're more fun when it is just a spotlight where it's like, yeah, you do amazing in this moment. You are like, you know, you are the center of kind of attention in this moment. But when it comes to like just the normal things that you're doing throughout the game, there should be that group, you know, there should be that group play and there should be that group everyone's excited for each other to succeed and work with each other and have all those things.
Like, I definitely agree. Like, characters should be allowed to have their limelight. I never want to try and say that I think that these games need to always be about the team 100% of the time, because that doesn't make any sense either.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Everyone needs to have their limelight, because, like, if no one had their limelight, then why do you have different characters in the first place?
Exactly. Like, why don't you just all play as like one, I guess, like you could be like a group of people playing a group of people and not have like assigned characters, and you could play through a story like that and be, you know, grouped the entire time. But it's those moments of spotlight and I love it.
Yeah, I mean, actually, there are systems and like game systems that are like that, where you don't have a focus on one character and stuff like that. And I think that those are really interesting and can be really cool and interesting in like just the sort of narrations that they can bring out.
Yeah.
But I mean, obviously, it's just depends.
Do you have any like specific examples of games like this? Because I haven't seen any where you're like kind of as a, I guess, a group or, you know, not really that focus.
So one of my the one that comes to mind, that at least when I was speaking about it, what I was thinking of is, I can't think of the name of it right now. But it's entirely built around essentially you and everyone. Like, everyone is trying to build a world together. Like, that's its entire thing.
Is it
and it goes in and out.
Microscope?
Yes, that's it. That is exactly what I was thinking of. Because in that one, you technically, when you zoom in to a scene, you do have your own character that you're kind of more focused in on, but not in the sense that you're wanting that character to have the limelight, just that you have more control over.
Yeah,
right?
you have like that moment to like play that character. It's not like a long-term type thing where you're playing them over sessions and sessions.
Right, and like when you zoom out and then zoom back into something else, maybe that character still exists because maybe you're, whatever. And like
The Quiet Year is also similar. Yeah.
Oh, The Quiet Year, yeah.
So that's more focused on kind of one community and kind of rebuilding that community versus the world. Also, Riley, thank you. The RPG Goblin Patreon is apparently now live, which was the big announcement at the beginning of the party here. The RPG Goblin now has a Patreon, so thank you, Riley, for linking it. You guys can check that out. I may do a little bit of a spiel later. Yeah, big hearts to Riley. Riley's awesome. Being the real MVP
Riley,
out here.
you are amazing.
We love Riley in this house. Also, this is
um,
a great question. I'm curious, since you've been mentioning some games that, solo games. Have you looked into any two-player games? And Nerdy Mom specifically is asking what like two-player games like we could maybe recommend for someone who has D&D experience and the other person not being great at RP yet.
that's very good. So, I mean, whenever anyone asks me any sort of like questions about recommendations, I always like, okay, but tell me the story you want to tell because that honestly also
Yeah.
dictates a lot. But when it comes to systems that are great for two players, I would say even if they're not very strong role play wise, I would still kind of point towards more of the story focused ones.
Mm-hmm.
And the main reason for that would be the fact that with a lot ones that are more crunchy, like the Dragon game, like Pathfinder, and when you start going to the deep crunch, they start assuming how big your party is
Mm-hmm.
and how many players you have, and as soon as they started doing that assumption,
More crunch.
you you kind of have to start doing some game design yourself to fix some of those errors, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Uh, but that being said, ironically, there are some friends of mine that have, or I mean, I met them on Zitter, but that actually do a story game when it's just them two.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, if you want inspiration, they're using D&D 5e. I haven't been catching up on them recently, but Into the Dungeon use is just a GM and a player, and that's their entire thing.
I love it.
Um,
Which that's also a fun dynamic too, and I know that Toffer, we've talked a little bit about like different dynamics when playing TTRPGs and like doing stuff like GM-less play, or where you could like literally be one player
mhm,
and a GM, and
mhm,
and then like the standard kind of a GM in a group. So like two-player games can be anything from like a GM and a player to even both being kind of
mhm.
you know, collaborating, making a story
Mhm.
together. Like one that I know
Oh,
that is
heck yeah.
really good, Dead Letter Society. That's a two-player game where basically you're writing letters to each other. Your vampires writing letters to each other via a secret society, and that actually may be
Yeah.
good too if the other person isn't really confident in role playing yet. That is a game where you're purely writing everything. So maybe you can be able to ease yourself in a little bit more, get a bit more comfortable with the idea of roleplay and messing with those different, ideas. Because I was
Mhm.
definitely someone who wasn't very confident in roleplay when I started to play TTRPGs. So I think that would be a good, maybe even introduction there.
Mhm. And if you do want to have more crunch, then look at the more generic systems instead of something
Ooh, yeah.
a little bit like. So my big three that I would recommend to look at. I'm going to start with my favorite one for generic systems, and that is actually Cortex.
I've heard good things
Um,
about Cortex. I haven't actually looked into it.
yeah, uh, really great system, super easy to pick up, and honestly, you can build a bunch of different settings and still have a lot of core mechanics. And they even had a hacker guide at one point. I know that they've technically updated the rule set since I've ran it
Mm-hmm.
to a new iteration. So I don't know how they changed things. So I'm not really going to say anything about that. Just generally really good for. I used to do it all the time for one shots when because I actually asked this question when I used to forget to plan a session or something, and I had friends coming over. I would use Cortex all the time to be like, okay, cool, let's just BS something. We're gonna grab some dice and roll, and it's gonna be great.
And we'll figure it
Uh,
out.
yeah. Uh, my other two suggestions would be like Fate. I know a lot of people like Fate. I'm
Mm-hmm.
not a big fan of Fate, but I accept that it is a great system, especially for narrative narrative focused play.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and like a lot of people like it, so I mean it's cool.
Yeah.
And obviously you can have just 2 players, and I don't think that it would be too much of a bother. And then finally, GURPS. Just if you're
Oh,
going generic, why
GURPS.
not go to the the father of the generic? Like,
GURPS is so scary.
um,
It frightens me.
honestly, the better the later editions of GURP get easier. I mean, that was kind of arguably by design because a lot of people complained about certain.
Hmm.
I love GURPS. I actually loved GURPS as a fledgling designer more
Ooh,
than just a
yeah.
role player because I used to use it as a Rosetta Stone
Hmm.
to translate between multiple systems. I
Oh,
would
yeah.
essentially use it so I could learn, okay, how is that being balanced compared to that being balanced?
It's GURPS.
Dirts. I'm sorry, am I
Dirts.
saying that wrong? GURPS, GURPS, GURPS.
What, isn't it like generic universal role playing system? Is that what it stands for? Yay!
You got it.
Woo!
But yeah, GURPS. Um, like in the earlier versions, if you wanted to do space travel, yeah, you'd have to know a little bit about space travel
Hmm.
physics, whatever. In the newest stuff, that's not the case.
Hmm.
It's only as complicated as you want it.
Okay, I mean I can accept that. Only as complicated as you want it to be, which I think is a good way to look at things. Oh, look at that
Hmm.
GURPS! Oh my gosh,
Yeah,
so old
heck yeah,
school.
that is delicious.
Also, welcome traveling GM. Welcome in. Yeah, no, that's beautiful. Honestly, like old school games have such a vibe to them, and I
Hmm.
really haven't like dug into them yet. I mean, probably the oldest game on my shelf. I mean, other than like D&D and all its history, I only have 5e on my shelf. Maybe Pathfinder No, that's definitely not the oldest. What is the oldest game on my shelf? This is a question I'm gonna have
I
to
don't know.
answer.
Yes,
I will have to figure this
uh,
out.
we need to know.
Yes, we
Um,
we do. I mean, actually, now I'm curious.
the
What's the oldest game on your shelf, Kyle?
I have some Seen Better Days second edition D&D
Ooh.
books, but I mean they wasn't really supposed to be mine,
Mhm.
but they was supposed to go to. Okay, in college I was part of a role playing guild. Essentially, yeah, it was just a thing that we just kind of got together, play games all the
Mhm.
time. 50 plus members strong in 1 year. Great.
That's amazing.
And for a couple of years, I was the president of the guild,
Mhm.
and it was donated to be part of the guild library, but the guild didn't have a physical space, so it became my house.
Oh.
Because of COVID, it kind of killed the guild in that iteration, so I now have so much old random stuff
Mhm.
that belongs to the guild that is now in my house that I just like. I mean, yeah,
That's so fun. I mean, like I guess now it's yours? Question mark?
yeah, that's where I'm at. Like I've been considering donating it. There's a new role playing organization on the campus
Mhm.
now, so I've been considering just drive by dropping it off
Yeah, that would be
and just be
awesome
like, here you
actually.
guys go, just
Yeah, take
leave.
it.
Um,
Oh, oh my gosh. Actually, Jeff, Call of Cthulhu may be the oldest one. That's a good point. A lot of mine are a lot of the a lot of the ones I have on the shelf are definitely a lot newer, and Call of Cthulhu
mhm,
sounds right. I mean, I know I have 7th edition, so whenever that came out, which I don't really know the
mhm.
timeline on some of those editions. Also, I think we're getting to the next like point in the party where we're going to be like doing another giveaway. And so, Kyle, I actually have a question for you. For your segment here, would you like us to give away a set of handmade dice that have roses in them? Or would you like us to give away the 3 hatchling game PDFs?
I'm gonna go ahead and say the rose dice because that just sounds rad. I mean, the hatchling great games are awesome,
Oh, they are.
but like I am curious about these dice, and like I just want them to have more screen time.
Yeah, absolutely. So I mean, like these. I mean, you can't really see them super well just because lights
Dang
and
it!
stuff. I'll be sending a picture here. I'll send a picture in the chat, and I guess I'll do another thing here. Everyone, we are going to be giving away these handmade dice that actually I made myself. They are filled with rosebuds and also green, or not green, like red clouds, black crackling foil, and sparkles, because everything needs sparkles. And so these are going to be the second giveaway that we're doing, and I'm very excited because these are really, really pretty. I will be sending a picture in the chat, and like we did before, let's do like do we have like a rose emoji? All right. Everyone who would like to win this set of rose dice, just respond to it with the rose emoji, and you'll be entered to win this very, very beautiful set of dice, if I do say so myself. But yeah,
I
no.
love the font of the numbers.
Yeah, so these actually, like I said, these are ones that I made, and my dice business was Druidic Dice, and this font is like called Druidic 14 or something like that,
Okay.
and so it like matched up perfectly. And
Yeah.
along with having like a full set, and I'll tell you guys this. This set of dice is a lot larger than a standard set. The D20, actually, let me see if I can.
I mean, big dice, big hits.
Big dice, big hits, exactly. Let's see if I can get a normal sized D20 here. So this is a normal sized D20, and then here is the rose set right next to it. So these are some
wow.
chunky boys.
Those would destroy my table. Dang it.
Hey, maybe in the hey, I mean, Kyle, if you're still here when we do our last giveaway, we are also going to be giving away a chonk, a big D20 chonk,
yeah.
which compared to again the D20 here is a big boy.
that is a bigger boy.
Yes, a bigger boy, Rocky, bigger boy. So that's what you have to look forward to in the giveaway. Still is that, and then still the games. But yeah, everyone I think has entered. We'll do, maybe just another moment here for people to enter to win, again, these beautiful handmade rose dice made by yours truly. And actually, 10 people entered. Kyle, do you have a set of dice on you by chance?
I have a bunch of D6s, but I'm feeling a D10 is better. Oh, wait, yes. I have my Gen Con dice right here.
Ah, yay! Perfect.
So I don't normally roll these. I get these every year. Even the years I don't go, I bribe one of my friends to pick up a set.
I love that.
So, and ironically, they are also red.
Ooh, pretty.
So.
Yes, red is the theme of the night.
Red is a great theme. Red is my favorite color.
Oh,
so
really? Oh,
let's
perfect.
go. Yeah. So I'm a roll right now, and then I'll tell you the number. Okay.
Sounds great. All right, let me get the reactions up here.
Okay. Are you ready?
Yes, I am.
I rolled a 1.
You rolled a 1. Perfect. Well, Rocky, congratulations. You won the set of handmade rose red dice. That is awesome. Yes. Oh my God. Okay, let me quickly write this down, and then I will message you later, and we'll get everything set up for me to send these to you. Oh my gosh, that's awesome. I'm so glad that you got them.
Heck yeah.
That's awesome.
Wonderful. Absolutely amazing.
Yeah. Also, I'm realizing now, like we were talking and stuff, and I realized how short 30 minutes is. And in the future, I'm definitely going to have some longer time slots to talk with people.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, this is also a little bit of my fault. I was a little late, like I said, but.
Yeah, I mean, again, all good. I mean, it's just an excuse for you to come on again. Roses are your grandma's favorite? Oh my God, that's amazing. Oh my God, I'm so happy that you got these. Oh, this is so great.
Yeah.
Oh man, congratulations, Rocky. That's awesome.
Congratulations, Rocky.
But yeah, I guess I think that Riley has to be hopping in here in a bit. Kyle, thank you. I mean, again, this was a
Mhm.
super short amount of time. I'm so sorry. We will definitely, I mean, we're going to be recording actually. Hey guys, you're hanging out here now. Kyle and I are going to be doing an episode soon, so you have that to look out for. But before you hop off and such, can you tell everyone where they can find you and all of that fun stuff? And I will also be linking that in the announcement page after we get this live over with.
Yeah, so on social, I'm a little bit of a lot of places, though I've been a very bad individual and not really been popping into socials very often.
I mean, that's fine. I get
But
it.
you can find me either as YF Techno or Technomancer Kyle, depending on where I am and what I'm doing. I believe on Twitter, my tag is YF Techno.
I
I mean,
believe so.
obviously here that's also the same. But on Threads and TikTok and all that fun stuff, Technomancer Kyle is normally what is I go by. So.
Awesome. Perfect. Well, thank you so much, Kyle, for like offering to be a guest. This
Mhm.
was awesome, and we will definitely have to be doing this again, and maybe for an hour time slot instead of 30 minutes.
Mhm.
But no, this was awesome. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being awesome and picking these dice, and yeah, just
Yeah, I
huge
mean,
props.
it was amazing. This has been fun. I'm gonna be hanging out in the chat and saying wonderful things
Awesome.
in the text. So
Perfect. Well,
yeah.
thank you so much for coming on, and Riley, I mean, you got to get your butt up here. Yeah. Woo. Thank you.
Bye bye.
Bye. Hello, welcome back, Riley.
Hello. That was great. That was really entertaining.
Yay, I'm so glad. I mean,
He
TTRPG chats,
is
it's great.
so smart.
He is. I'm so happy because, like, I mean, Kyle's just been, around in the Discord and around on social medias, and, like, I've interacted with him so much, but this is, like, the first time I've actually talked to him, finally, and so this was great.
I've we sort of chatted once when we were making I was making my character for Jeff's podcast, Big
Oh,
Campaign
yeah.
Pod. So he dropped in and hung out with us, and I was like, "This dude is smart."
Yeah, I mean,
And
especially to be into
crazy.
Pathfinder, I feel like you like it works out.
Yeah. Yes.
No, I
There
love
was
it.
no way that I could like. Eventually, I would love to learn to run
Mhm.
Pathfinder, but holy cow, the way Jeff does it, I have no idea. Like, and he does it full custom homebrew world that's
Mhm.
beautiful, and he just lets the players kind of like take the reins and go, and he just feels like he's kind of narrating what's happening, and
Yeah.
it's so well done.
Just
So to gush about that,
effortlessly. Like it's
I know.
it's magic. I mean,
Yeah.
hey, Jeff, you're magic. You're a magic man.
You're magic.
You're
And
magic.
that voice,
I
man.
know. I
Whew.
mean, like maybe this is just gonna be a spot to advertise. Jeff, hey.
Yeah. Anyway, I was talking about how smart Kyle was, and then got distracted because Jeff was also there, and Jeff's voice is just like smooth like butter, you know?
Absolutely. No, this is so much fun. Oh my gosh. You guys are great. This is fantastic. I'm so glad that like I decided to do this, and I'm so glad that you were able to come on, and oh, man, this is awesome.
Me
I mean,
too.
like we haven't even started yet. I mean, it's time to talk about games and stuff, and I'm curious. Riley,
Yeah.
have you learned about any
Uh-oh.
new cool games that you would like to share with the class?
Oh gosh, I didn't prep. I don't know. New
Hey, you don't
games.
gotta prep. It's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, all Jeff all
Um,
time.
Oh, you know what? I bought the Marvel multiverse
Ooh,
role-playing game.
yeah. I would love to know about
So
that.
that's been interesting. I read through it and I was like, oh, it seems really cool. And like, who was asking about narrative game? Well, wait, you guys were just talking about narrative.
Yeah,
games,
we were just
right?
talking about narrative
Or was that
games.
two-player?
Um,
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we were
I
talking
feel
about
like that one's
two-player
a pretty
narrative,
good
all
one.
kinds of stuff. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
because on that one, it's like sometimes when you roll like a epic failure, I can't even remember what they're called because my memory's like that. But but like when you roll bad, it's on you to decide like how that messes the scene up, kind of
Yeah.
thing, right? Which is really cool. It's not on the GM. You're just like okay, well, I failed there, and I got like an epic failure, or maybe there's like a beneficial failure. This is always,
Yeah,
one
there's
read through, a
tier
quick read through of it.
rundown tiers of success.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like sometimes you can have a failure, but then you can roll like a 6 on the Marvel die,
Hmm.
which is like something good happens, right? So
Yeah.
it's like, yeah, I took a swing at the villain, but and I missed, but then I uh, followed through with the punch, and then I fell through a door, and so now I'm out of range for him to hit me, like, or
Yeah.
I'm out of view, like, so there can be these like fails, but some sort of advantage that you
Hmm.
get, which I think is just really interesting. And then they have like tags that are just like simply put like they're a New Yorker, they're like uh, they're a
Best tag.
photographer, whatever it is, and then narratively later you just you can get like an advantage
Oh yeah.
because you can if you can justify it, right?
Yeah, actually, like,
Um,
I mean, that kind of reminds me of, like, kind of how City of Mist works a little bit, where they have the tags where that basically is what gives you the bonus if you can obviously justify how you
yeah,
use those powers. Actually, that's really
yeah,
fun.
exactly.
No,
I think that's one of my favorite things. And justifying something working is the name of the game in RPGs, right? Like, especially
truly.
for people who I think are role play heavy, well, even combat heavy. Like, you're
I
just
mean,
like, well, of course I could jump up and climb on that wall and then do a body slam from up from the ceiling, like, because I've got this climbing gear that I
yeah.
got. Like, you're
And
like,
I have
oh
these
yeah, yeah,
three
you did.
feats that say that I can. So, like,
Yeah.
which I think that's really fun for, like, in some of those crunchier, more rules heavy games, to, like, work so much on building your build to do very hyper specific things, and when that comes up in the narrative, when that comes up in the moment, you're like, I was built for this.
It's
This is my
my moment
moment.
to shine.
Yes. Which
There's
is,
times where maybe you've done this, where you're GMing and you kind of design like something with a character in mind. You're
yeah, yeah.
like, oh man, okay, yeah, this is a really heavy rock,
Hmm.
and they need to move it over here so that they can climb this wall. I guess I'm just obsessed with climbing walls, whatever. But that's what they're doing, okay,
Yeah.
And so then they
Exactly.
have this big. There's one character that like strength is their really big thing, right? They're like a barbarian or a
Hmm.
psycho in my terms, uh, and you like set it up, and then you're going through it, and then that player just doesn't pick up on it or something,
Hmm.
and so then like it's everybody else kind of picks up that slack, and they're like, okay, well, yeah, let's maybe if we do this way, like, can we sand the rock so that it'll roll that direction and then
Yeah,
just
can
like
we
fall on
figure
its
out
side?
some really weird, complicated way to work around it than the one, like, thing that is built
Yeah.
for it?
Yeah, like, or this big guy that has big advantages on lifting heavy stuff could just like
Yeah.
grab it,
But you know what?
but you let him do it because it's
Even
entertaining.
even if you're good at strength, maybe you don't want to lift heavy stuff all the time, and that's okay. Sometimes
Yeah,
you need a break. That's the whole thing with working out. You don't want to work out your arms all the time. Sometimes you just need to work on your legs,
it's a
or
good
something
point.
like that. It's just their break day.
Yeah. It's my break. Come on. I don't come to you and ask you to BM on your day off. BMing, is bunker master.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I am, as a bunker master. Uh,
Yes, I love the term. I love that it's BM, and I mean that's also one of my favorite things of looking into other TTRPGs too. Is like seeing the term that they use for the GM. There's like keeper and
yeah.
master of ceremonies, and keeper of mysteries,
Storyteller.
storyteller, BM, bunker master, bowel
Yeah.
movement.
Bowel movement. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, yeah, we clarified the BM term.
Yes. Yeah. I love it because when I do like little plugs for Nerdvana games on my
Mhm.
show, I'll go, I'll just be like, oh, if you get the deluxe edition, you get this BM screen. It's so nice. So you can BM in front of your friends and they don't see what you're doing while you're BMing, like, it's
Fully lean into it. Yeah.
fully lean into it. Yeah. I'm not a mature person.
Yeah, we gotta hide the BMing. I love it. Also, Story
Exactly.
Master is a really good name for it too. Another one that
Oh
I
yeah.
really liked was like Story Weaver, which I thought was fun, which like especially when, when you do GM, there is a lot of weaving depending on what your players are doing and the shenanigans that are happening. Like you're having to connect that on the spot, which is very fun, but also sometimes stressful.
I feel like we should just sometimes just call him like the jerk,
Yeah,
like
the jerk. Yeah, that's
the
the jerk
thorn
over
in
there.
my side.
That's the bastard master over there or something.
Yeah, yeah. The one that's always throwing stuff at us. We
Mhm.
just want to farm, and here he is throwing bandits our way.
Yeah, we just wanted to play Stardew Valley. Why are there all kinds of
Yeah.
why is there a very large drill mole trying to attack you? I don't know. Like it's this master behind the screen, behind their BM screen, doing all kinds of shenanigans.
I'm BMing here.
They should totally have that be like the tagline on the freaking GM or the BM screen. Like, I'm BMing here.
BMing here.
Also, I mean, Kyle, you can't just say you have a new idea for a game and then say one moment, I need to know. The only downside is the expectation that the BM is going to stink. See?
Oh, yes. No, that's an upside because then you undersell it. Right? They're like, oh boy, this BM, they're a BM because they stink, and then they come and they start, and you're like, oh, you know what? Even if you just do mediocre, you didn't stink.
Yeah, you didn't
like
you got past like the bottom of the bucket of like, stinking. Oh my god.
Exactly. This is what it always devolves
This
to.
is what it truly. Which I know I was mentioning like kind of the bonus the bonus content for the Patreon stuff earlier, and specifically, those like before and after conversations. And I'm trying to remember if we actually recorded any of ours, because I just remember having so much fun on that call, and like I don't think I did. Because I think at that point I was just bringing in Craig right before we were recording, which I'm so sad lost out on like really good stuff. Thank you, Kyle.
Was that when we were talking though, not for the episode, but the other thing?
I did record the other thing, which may also become a bonus content thing. We don't know. We'll see. Again, okay. We'll talk about that. Which again, it's been so busy, guys. We have like there was a really good idea that we came up with, and that we have this whole thing that we like planned one day for what? It was like 3 hours, maybe not 3 hours. It was like 2 hours at least or something, that we were just talking about this really cool idea, and I'm not going to clarify because I get to do what I want too, Kyle. But we have this really fun idea for something that we want to do together, and it's been so busy that I want to do it so bad. But then it's like, you have Thanksgiving, and then you have like all of the shenanigans in between that, and then Christmas, and then New Year's happens, and it's like, oh, now I have to do all of the stuff. Also,
yeah.
Okay, Kyle, great point. You should name your membership tiers. We will, but it's gonna be stuff. It's gonna be up to community stuff, because I couldn't figure out any names. I am terrible at naming things, and so I decided that would be a really fun thing to do with you guys, is to actually name these tiers and come up with some really fun names for them, because I couldn't think of anything that I thought would give justice.
So it's gonna be either like stinky, stinkier, stinkiest.
Yeah, stinky.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, right. You put BM at the we'll just like increase the stinkiest tier. Dice jerk, dice goblin, dice hob. I almost said hoblin. I want a creature named a hoblin now. Yeah, see, like that would be really funny. Stinky, stinkiest.
Which one's the top one is kind of the problem, right? Like, do you want to be the stinkiest, or do you want to be like less stinky? Okay. I feel like stinkiest.
Yeah, pull in the chat, guys. Do you want to be which one should be top? Do you want to be the stinkiest at the top, or do you want to be the least amount of stinky at the top? What are we feeling?
Yeah.
Stinkiest at the top. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. See.
Yeah. You if you're
I
gonna
hope I
stink.
didn't really just name this that way, but for real,
Hey,
there's
I mean,
better names.
hey. I mean, maybe there are. Maybe there are.
Yeah.
But there's something special about moments like this. Showering
Yeah.
is for chumps. Stink does go up.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, see, these are so many good points. The stinkier the cheese, the snootier.
Exactly. The more expensive, the cheese that everyone wants is the stinkiest. The cheese in the fancy French restaurants. Roleplay
Yeah.
listeners are the stinkiest. This is also true.
I love it. Yeah. At the end of their show, they're always like, they call their listeners stinky. And
Yeah, no, I love.
bye,
I mean,
stinky.
that was the really fun part of like playing on their show and like having like those moments. Like they were such a fun group to play with. Oh my god.
Yeah.
I
That was
just
a lot of fun. I liked listening to you on there.
it. I love that game. Cottages and Services. Like again, I knew that it had a lot of potential, and I knew that I was already excited for it. And then like getting to play it is just like man, how has this not actually been a thing that's been created yet? You know, cozy monster hunting.
Yeah.
It doesn't sound like something that would work, but it does, and it's amazing.
Yeah. It's so great. Like I loved the, very Stardew Valley aspects of it. And the social interactions that you guys were having on there.
Yes.
It was pleasant to listen to, entertaining for sure.
Yeah, Wendy. Always.
Oh yeah, Wendy.
Wendy,
I'm
our
bad
very,
at names, so I'm surprised.
Yeah.
Surprised I remember that.
our stuck-up neighbor who didn't invite us to the garden party. How dare?
She was super stinky in a bad way.
Yeah, super stinky in a bad way. Yeah, we gotta define. We gotta define.
Yeah, there's bad stinky and there's good stinky.
Exactly. There's a very clear difference, and if you're unsure which one it is, just look at the context. We're talking about Wendy, bad stinky. We're talking about someone. We're talking about someone who joined the RPG Goblin Patreon. Great stinky.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my gosh, this is so goofy.
This is what happens. This is great.
Oh,
What
goodbye,
a
Parker.
cool group you've got here. Oh, good night.
Yeah, hopefully people
I
choose
like
to be stinky.
Parker.
Yeah, Parker's great. The
Yeah.
guys over at Nat One Nerds are fantastic, which might be some fun stuff coming up with them too. I don't know. There's a lot of really exciting stuff like coming up in the new year. I'm curious. I mean, like obviously you run your own awesome show about bunkers and badasses and all of that cool stuff. You got any fun
Yeah.
things coming up in the new year?
Funny enough, literally today, we launched our first Patreon episode. So
Amazing.
that's been fun. Yeah, that's been really fun. It came out. We did. There's a Derek who runs the podcast How Not to DM. It's an awesome podcast. He made this 2 hot 1 shot. So you like are playing, whatever system. He made it for 5e, but I adapted it for bunkers and badasses.
Because you can do whatever you
And-
want.
Yeah, exactly. Right. And it has like, the gist of it. It's not a hard concept. But essentially you have like 10 hot sauces. And then if you want to like
Oh, yeah, I
re-roll
remember you
a
mentioning
bad
that.
roll.
Yeah.
Yeah, that kind of thing. So that part 1 came out today. And we've got some good responses to that, which has been nice. And then after that, we've been recording with Ian Moss, who is the lead designer of Bunkers and Badasses. He's
Yes.
been BMing for us Honey Heist from which is it's not Honey Heist like Honey, it's Hunny.
Honey
And
Heist.
so it's like Tiny Tina, this really immature little girl who is running the game type of thing. It's super meta in our game though. So like, in the source book it has this adventure, but in our game, like Ian has played Drake Wilson, and so Ian is playing Drake Wilson, who is BMing for us, like the characters in the
that.
game.
It's almost like isn't that kind of how it is with Borderlands with the whole Tiny Tina stuff? Is that she's
Yeah.
BMing for the people who are the characters in that game, and like it's like super meta and stuff like that. Oh,
Exactly.
I love
Yeah.
it.
So that has been it's been so much fun, really, really entertaining. I read through everything in that book, but except for that adventure, because I always thought like one day I'm going to see if I can't get somebody else to run it for me. And
That's
it's like
the
a
one you
dream
don't
come
want
true
to
that
do.
it's Ian. Yeah, well, I just wanted to be like surprised, right? Like
Yeah.
the Assault on Dragon Keep is a lot of stuff. It's following the video game,
Hmm.
like the first DLC from Borderlands 2, and so it was just like I knew generally where that was going to go, with some exceptions of little
Hmm.
changes, but yeah, it's just
Yeah. You get to be
exciting.
surprised this time. Ooh, dice
Yeah.
sounds, actually. Do dice sounds clink, clunk, and chonk. Clink, clunk, and chonk. That's actually also really
Uh,
good.
that made me think of the that SNL. What's Timothy Chalamet where he's like the clink clink clang, like just do that with the dice. Need a dice version of that song.
Yeah.
Have you seen that?
I
Oh,
have not seen that, but that sounds
oh
amazing.
my goodness. Just
Clink,
want
clink,
somebody
clink.
to do a rap like, I wasn't I can't do a rap.
Yeah, like hire someone to do a rap specifically just for the
Yeah.
Patreon stuff.
Oh, we actually, oh my gosh. So teaser for anybody that listens to our show. I'm so excited about this because there was a part where like somebody has to do a rap. There's like a rap battle with this
Hmm.
little robot. And at first we thought like, oh, of course this character is going to do it. They're the most charming and the player is so like clever and quick
Hmm.
on his feet. And then he ended up getting distracted doing something else. And so then I was like, well, I'll do it. Like that sounds fun.
Yeah.
I'll try and improv some sort of rap. And then another one of our players was like, well, actually, while that other character was doing stuff, I wrote up a little rap here. And so he did a rap and all of us were dying. Like we muted ourselves because we were just like cry laughing, and it was genuinely so entertaining for him to do that.
That
And
is
then
beautiful.
yeah, it was just amazing. Like it's one of those moments where it's like a character, he didn't know what was going on with
Hmm.
everybody else because he like knew what he was going to do. He wasn't involved in the other stuff, so he was just like, "Oh, you guys do what you do and I'm going to write this."
Yeah,
Like, and
I'm,
it was a
I'm,
lengthy thing.
I'm
It wasn't
planning.
short. Yeah. And so
That's
then
so
he ended up
good.
like recording. He put music to it later and like recorded it, and so then I'm just going to like insert it in there. It's
That
so
is
so good.
absolutely perfect. I love adding those kinds of elements in games, and I'm so sad that I haven't had that many like that have happened in my own games. But I've seen like Critical Role first campaign Scandalin, is that his name? Scanlan?
Yeah, Scanlan.
Yes. Scanlan, I know that he does like music, and like during when they were actually playing, he would like, sing songs, right? Like on the spot and do all that. And
Yeah.
like I know that Parker and Brandon came on for like one ring, and they were talking about their experience playing it, and Brandon actually like did a poem like during the game, like like read off this like poem and like rapping, like that's so good. Like
Ugh.
improv shenanigans like that feeds my soul, and I desire it and I need
Yeah.
it, and yes. That's
Man,
amazing.
I don't know how people elegantly improv though. My improv is always so like scatterbrained and just like,
Yeah, same.
like.
I wish to think that I'm good at improving, and I think I'm decent. But like I watch Whose Line Is It Anyway, and especially like Wayne Brady being able to improv make some of the like sickest beats in my entire life.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't know how you are magic. Like that is pure magic. How are you able to do that and like come up with it on the spot?
Yeah. I always try and do it like I'll be in the car and I'll just be like, you know what, I'm gonna try my hand at rapping
Yeah.
here, and then it'll be like, oh, here we go. Yeah, I'm listening to the RPG Goblin. Oh, and now look at me, I ain't hobbling. Oh, but
Yes,
I
yes,
got
yes,
one.
yes,
I got
yes.
one rhyme and I'm
Yeah,
done. That's
yeah.
it. Like,
You did it. You did it.
and I'm like, where does something go after that?
Can I clip that?
Uh,
I need that in my life. That is amazing.
yeah, go for it.
Oh
I
my
like
gosh.
Charlie here, which makes me feel so much better. As an actor by trade, I don't know how to do improv either. So that does make me
Thank
feel
you.
better.
Yes. I mean, improv is like it is such a specific skill set. Like, even if you're
Yeah.
into acting and doing all those things, like improv is still just its own world, and I feel like there's even a bit of natural talent too of like being able to think really quickly on your feet. Like it's insane, and that's definitely one that I really want to get better at improv. I actually even have like some improv books on my shelf. I love playing the one game, what is it? The Fun Employment, which is basically an improv game where you're doing like the job interviews. That is like my favorite game because it's like I get to practice it without being in an actual game setting where I have to think about like the ramifications of my actions.
Yeah. I recommend this to anybody who likes playing RPGs, I think, especially if you're like any position really, but it's just going and taking like some improv classes because I did that before. Before I started the podcast, and it helped, I think, a lot. Like it helped loosen me up and get some ideas a little bit, but also like they kind of, my teachers at least were like really good at pointing out things that you're kind of bad at, or like my nickname is Riley Smiley, and so they would be like, all right, we're gonna do like, here's these short, really short form games where you're just gonna like, you just have to say like one or two lines, and sometimes it's just like say something happy but with a frown, like with a bad mad face or something, and I'm just like
you're just like smiling the entire time, like I'm okay. Also, Rocky
Congrats.
and Charlie, I agree, like, or Charlie specifically, like improv classes, even if you don't plan on doing like something specific with them, they are great for just like the working with a team and being like actively listening to them too, because that's like a whole thing as well, is that like improv, you need to actively be listening to your partner, and you need to like also not overshadow, and like all of these different things that does make it just an insanely useful skill to learn. And also, unfortunately, Riley, we're starting to get to the point of you
7:30.
Yeah, oh my god, how did that happen?
Bidding adieu.
Well, no, not quite yet.
Just
not
time
quite
flies.
yet.
Yeah. Nope. See ya. Bye.
No.
Bye.
I'm out of here.
We gotta do a giveaway, right?
Yeah, a giveaway. So this is going to be the third giveaway out of all four. So we have one more left after this one, and I guess I'll give you also a choice since I gave Kyle a choice. So either the 3-game PDFs from Hatchling Games, which includes Inspirails, Overisles, and Dragon Dowser, or this beautiful we'll see if it actually like wants to not be completely washed out. This beautiful big chonky die. Here is this die for reference. It is a big boy. So either Hatchling Games or the chonk, whichever one is left will be given away at the end.
I'm just gonna roll odds or evens because I hate making decisions. So odds
fair.
for the die. Yeah. So 9. We'll do the die.
We'll do the die. All right. Well, I was saving this for last, but we'll do it third then. All right, cool.
Oh, well, no, you can switch it. That's fine. If you want to do it last, that's great.
No, I gave you the choice. Because I just wanted to see, what would happen. So we'll give away then this beautiful wintry blue and white sparkly die inked in silver. I'll actually drop the picture in the chat that actually looks better than, it getting washed out by the ring light. Come on, send. It is not liquid core, but it may look like it a little bit because it's very, it's got a lot of clouds in it, which means it has a lot of like simulated movement inside, and it looks very, very pretty. Yeah, it's a lovely color, very light blue. And for this one, let me pick a reaction very quick. Let's do a blue heart. For if you would like to win this beautiful blue chonky D20, this is a 40 millimeter chonk. Do I still have? This is an average D20 for scale. It is a very large boy and does make a very nice clunk when it hits the table, but will not break your table because it's made out of resin and not metal. And yes, Kyle, mushroom, most of the dice that I would make have mushrooms on the 20 face, and they've got little tiny dots on them because I always thought that was really cute.
It is really cute.
Thank you.
And the tiny dots on the what?
tiny dots on the actual mushroom itself. So you know, like
Oh, I can see it there in the
yeah,
picture.
where it's like got like the red mushrooms with the little white dots. I pretty much with every
yeah, like
single
a spotted mushroom.
yeah, I like add in the little tiny dots because I just think it's really fun. But yeah, giveaway for this really pretty, beautiful die. Looks like a winter wonderland.
cute.
You are correct, Rocky. It really does look like a winter wonderland. I should have named it that, but I didn't, and I don't even remember what I did name it.
You named it Winter Wonderland.
Yeah, we named it Winter Wonderland. Absolutely. Yeah. right. That's
Did you look up what it was named?
it's Winter Wonderland.
Okay. Oh yeah.
Yeah. No,
See,
I mean,
Rocky's like, oh,
wink,
actually, and
wink.
then
yeah. I have so much fun with this. Oh my gosh. Oh, I'm so excited. I am so excited to do more of these. I was so nervous, and this is like coming out even better than I was like hoping. And so like, man, thank you, Riley, also for coming on.
Yeah.
Thank you again,
Happy to.
Kyle. I mean, I know that you're hanging out. Thank you for coming on. I guess we will actually roll the winner. Do you have some? I mean, I guess you do have some dice on you. You just rolled one.
I just rolled one. Yeah.
Do you have a D8 on you? We have. Oh wait, we have 9 people actually. Hold on. Do you have a D10?
No, I'm just kidding. Of course, it's not a D10. Come on.
You never know. You could just have a bunch of like if you play only Shadowrun, you may only have D6s around. It's highly possible.
That's fair. That is very true. All right, am I rolling?
Yeah, please roll. We'll re-roll on a 10 since we only have 9.
Drum roll. 2.
2. Bum bum bum. Charlie, you are going to be winning the Wink Winter Wonderland Chunk D20. Oh my gosh. Yes. Awesome. All right, let me write this down very quick just so that I will remember and message you afterwards to set, getting these sent out to you. Absolutely. Thank you for coming and joining, and thank you everyone for saying this is really fun. I'm glad that you're enjoying it because I'm having a really nice time. This is fantastic.
Thanks so much for putting this on. It's been a blast chit-chatting and hanging out, listening to you and Kyle, and excited you got your Patreon up. It's just great.
Yeah, I'm so, like, when you said that, I was worried that was going to be the case. I wasn't sure, and so I'm like, okay, I'm just hoping. And then when it didn't, like, actually properly send the link, I'm like, oh god. Something has gone wrong.
Mine took like 2 days, I think.
Oh, so this was speedy. Oh.
Yeah, so you got yours very fast. I was glad, like, I set mine up and launched it before, and I was just like, I'm just not going to send out the link, right? Yeah. Like, but yeah, this is a good way to do it, and I'm glad it worked out really fast.
Yeah, same. Thank you, Patreon gods, for being nice. But yes, congratulations, Charlie, and congratulations also to all of the other winners, Rocky and Nerdy Mom. Like, I'm so glad that, like, you guys have shown up and won some really cool prizes and stuff. Like, this is great.
You know what? I wonder if it is, I think I might have done like an, like, not for children. I might have marked that on mine because we say bad words.
That could be possible.
Did you mark yours as?
I didn't actually know that was something that you marked. I never saw a thing for that.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't know. I feel like that's what I did. Like, it was like an 18 and older thing. So maybe that's why yours approved faster.
Yeah, that's possible. I'll have to look into that because I need to make sure I have mine marked correctly. You can
say the swears.
Yeah, say the swears. The forbidden swears.
Yeah.
All right, I will definitely be. Yeah,
gosh
shucks.
Darn it.
Fudge.
Only I didn't say fudge. I don't know why I put like a southern twang on that. Anyway, I should get so that you can finish the second half of this. Or the third 3/4. The fourth quarter. This is the fourth quarter now.
The last bit, which is only like 20 more minutes now, which... Whoa.
Yeah.
But yeah, thank you so much. Oh, where can people find you and listen to your podcast and all of that before you hop off? Because people need to go listen to it.
Yeah, thanks. At FF Adventure Co. on most of the social medias. We do have a Discord as well. But in any of the social medias, there's like the link tree that'll take you to our Discord. And then anywhere you listen to podcasts, you can listen to Friend Info Adventure Co. It's a immaturely mature bunkers and badasses actual play podcast, which is like based on the Borderlands video game series. It's just
It's an
a little bit
insane
like
game.
fantasy
It's
sci-fi
beautiful.
mix. Yeah. Yeah. We have way too much fun playing it. Like we've been playing 2 years. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Like we started the recording the first week of January, I think. So
Oh,
this is like 2 years now.
that's so awesome.
But yeah.
Oh man, that's just really cool and crazy how like time flies. Oh yeah, Linktree.
Yeah.
I will be including all of the stuff
Oh yeah.
in the announcement afterwards as well, so that people can
Yes.
actually go check you guys out. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much,
Thanks.
Riley.
Floyd Shift _C put out a respectfully, which is a really good reference for our show. So, so listen to our show so that you can understand that terribly great.
Amazing. All right, thank you so much, Riley.
Okay.
I am excited for you to continue hanging out and to get
Yeah.
to, I guess, the last portion here.
Yeah. Okay.
Cool.
Bye.
Yeah, bye. Oh man. So I guess we only have about 20 minutes left, and this is pretty crazy stuff. I again just want to thank you guys so much for coming and hanging out and like, you know, joining this party. I know this was something new, so I wasn't quite sure how it was gonna go, and I've just been so happy with the turnout and like that people are enjoying it. And thank you, Kyle. Kyle being awesome out here. See, Riley and Kyle, like big round of applause for Riley and Kyle. They are like truly awesome and amazing and super supportive, and like I just absolutely fantastic people. Sorry I joined late, but this has been great. You are all good. So I have actually been recording this whole thing, so if you do want to hear any of the beginning of this whole party, you can watch that later on YouTube. But no, you are fine. Literally, that's why I wanted to have something that was a little bit longer, because I wanted people to have wiggle room of when they could join and fun events that kind of went through the whole thing. So that's why I decided to break up into a bunch of different giveaways, like about 30 minutes each, then, you know, have on Riley and Kyle. And I mean, I had plans for some other guests, and unfortunately some of those fell through, but that's okay, because there's always the future. Because yeah, with the Patreon, we are going to be having monthly TTRPG parties, and I'm really excited because, I mean, this has been awesome, and I've even been maybe conspiring a little bit with some people who I would like to have on for some of those. Specifically, I guess I can give you guys some sneak peeks of some stuff. I actually have my brother is an artist and an illustrator, and I may be working with him in potentially one of the future, I almost said the next one, but I don't know if it's going to be the next one, a future TTRPG party where he may be giving away a free commission for character art. And that should be really awesome. I've been thinking about potentially even having on like one guest for one of these parties and maybe doing like a mini Q&A. So like maybe I could do some polls of like, hey, what guest would you like to actually ask some questions to and know more about? And we could do like little mini Q&As in these parties. And like, I just want it to be a fun, like, thing to do every month, because I really enjoy doing this kind of stuff. Like, that's one thing I love about the podcast, is that I get to talk to people about, like, their favorite games, like, several times a month, and I have such a blast with that. And so let's find another way to do that, and that's been the TTRPG party, I guess. Well, not I guess, it is, because, I mean, that's what we're doing. Yeah, it is cool. I'm really excited about, you know, a bunch of the potential stuff in the future here. You know, we are rapidly approaching 2024, and, you know, I really didn't know how long this podcast would actually go for, like, and I'm just so happy that we've gotten to this point and that I can continue doing it, because I have so much fun. And yeah, I don't know, big hugs. Like, this is great. I'm kind of terrible, I guess, by myself. I tend to ramble. So I guess, like, I'll ask if anyone, again, has any questions, maybe about the Patreon, the parties, about me, the podcast, anything like that. Please drop it down in the chat, because I would love to take the time to answer those. I know I recently did a Q&A actually, I said it was a week ago earlier. I think it was 2 weeks ago. That will be actually going up on the RPG Goblin podcast in January. I want to say the 19th, which is going to be really exciting because that's actually the 1 year anniversary of the RPG Goblin. Which means that we're like this close to have been running the podcast for a year. I can't believe it. Like, also, I just want to say one of my favorite things about this podcast so far. You didn't see my Patreon and Linktree, so I haven't actually added it to Linktree yet. I literally just announced it today. I can send it quickly in the chat, or maybe Riley or Kyle or someone. A link will be sent to it. We are all trying to figure this out. Actually, I can maybe quickly reference it up here, which everyone who's listening to a recorded version of this, here's like me just, live stuff. Oh, yep, thank you, Kyle. You guys are awesome. Like, seriously, Kyle, Riley, great. But yeah, the Patreon, like, again, literally got released today. I actually was finishing up the final touches for it earlier. I have like a whole notebook here where I've been, trying to get everything set up, because this has been something I think I've been planning for like a month or two now. And so I think it was like after the whole November goal happened, and I wanted to do this whole celebration and whole party with everyone. I'm like, actually, that might be a fun, like, another like special event to like combine with that, and especially because we're wrapping up the year. See what happens. Because again, I don't really know if I expect much from the Patreon yet. But if you want to support the show, it's a way to do it. A Technomancer D&D character would be really interesting. I absolutely agree. Which, I mean, kind of Pathfinder does have that, right? Isn't it Pathfinder has a Technomancer? Is that an actual class from it? Or am I misremembering what the name of it is? It's either really similar or it's Technomancer. It's one of the two. I've only flipped... In Starfinder! You're right! It's Space Pathfinder. I apologize. Yeah, no, So that's honestly something that I definitely want to maybe try to do this year, is look more into either Pathfinder or Starfinder or something and maybe play a game of it, because I think it's time. I've played through D&D, I've played through a bunch of more lighter rules games. I've been wanting to try Pathfinder or Starfinder or something, in that Finder line. And I think it may be time to finally do that. And Starfinder actually does really interest me. Technomancers are really cool. Thank you for correcting me, Kyle. I should have known that it was Starfinder. Oh, man. Ooh, what's... Actually, Kyle, I have a question. And I feel terrible for asking, but I've never been able to figure out how to pronounce the name of your game. I feel terrible, but how do you pronounce it? I struggle with pronouncing things all the time. I am terrible at trying to figure out how things are like spelled out and how to like say it. It's bad. If you want to play Pathfinder 2E, I can help you get it. Yeah, I would love to play 2E. Honestly, I would be fine with 1E or 2E. I'm open to trying either one of them. I know 2E, I know there's some differences. But yeah. Nova's in Nova. Oh god. Yeah, so I know that it was Nova, but then I can't Yes, you should jump in. Yes, Kyle, come in. Archaic? Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
That's almost what I thought it was.
Archaic.
Okay, good. Nova Archaic. Thank you. I'm so sorry. It's so bad.
No, I mean, it's fine. I just, yeah, it's fine. No worries. I'll jump out now and let you have your. I was like, I don't know how to write phonetics, so.
Yeah, no, you are all good. No, I appreciate it. I mean, that's why it's great. Honestly, that's why I really like the stages. It's so nice that someone can just hop in very quick and like just do a thing. I mean, that's what I really liked about the Q&A that I did when Damien came in at the end and just was going on the whole City of Mist rant. Like, oh man, this is fun. have last minute guess. Archaic. All right, perfect. This is awesome. All right, perfect. Yeah, I mean, hey, it's gonna be awesome, and there's definitely not gonna be an episode about Nova Archaic Week. It's fine. It's gonna be great. But yeah, that's some of the new stuff that's gonna be coming up, and also, I will mention this as well. I have an idea for. I guess I should say I have several ideas. I have a lot of ideas. I have a lot of ideas. Not all of them. Oh, excuse me, my voice. Yeah, too many ideas. two ideas. But I have a lot of ideas, and one that there's one that I'm thinking of some new ideas for some episodes for the RPG Goblin, specifically like a different style of episode that I've been kind of bouncing back and forth in my mind about. And I think I may implement it in January. We'll see. If not, then it will be coming probably soon. And I also have been thinking about some ideas on different ways to even host the normal like game episodes for the RPG Goblin too. But I mean, these are always constant thoughts in my head, because it's really hard to like run something and then always be happy with the same idea. You always constantly have to change it, and it's terrible. Honestly. I mean, it's not really, because honestly that's something I've really enjoyed, is taking the episodes and the concept of the podcast in different directions. I mean, it's definitely been very different how I've run the episodes originally. Like the first episode about Monster of the Week is quite different than, some of the more recent episodes about games. And I think that's really cool as well. And I'm actually really excited. Excuse me. Sorry, my voice is starting to give out a little bit. Like I said earlier, I may be getting a little sick, so I may be struggling slight bit. But I'm actually really excited because I'm wanting to actually revisit the Monster of the Week episode again. Not necessarily to do a new one, but that's also been an idea. I am taking care of my health, Charlie, I swear. After this, I'm on vocal rest. I'm not doing anything else, and if I get sick, I'll be careful. Thank you, Charlie, but I'll be careful. I will take care of myself. Ooh, peppermint tea and honey. I will do that. I have a lot of tea, and I know I have a lot of peppermint tea because my younger sibling would always buy peppermint tea, and say that that's the kind of tea that they wanted, and then never drink it. So I know that we have a lot of peppermint tea. Ooh, that sounds good. Yes, go make yourself some Rocky. You better be, or I'll sit here menacingly. Well, I can't have that. Ooh, yeah, can you bring me a cup? Ooh, raw local honey. I love that. Okay, so actually, fun fact about me. I basically grew up in a farmer's market. My mom used to run a farmer's market, and she started to run it around the time that she had me. And so I was basically a baby. And I've just grown up in a farmer's market, and one of the vendors was a local beekeeper. Not beekeeper, he was the honey man. I mean, that's kind of the nickname he had. So like, local honey is so freaking good. I would always love to get like the honeycomb, with like the raw honeycomb where you could like chew on the actual comb itself. We would get like really good whipped honey. He would have samples of like different flavors of honey that they not pollinated, the bees like harvested from different types of flowers and plants and stuff like that. So good. I miss that. Love local honey. The place I get it from is a local. Ooh, meter. That sounds fantastic. I didn't know that those existed. Damn, need some local honey. Yes, you do, Boyd. Yes, you do. Local honey for the win. Literally anything local. That's where I always would love to buy. Like, I'm super into cooking, and so especially when we were still at the farmers market and stuff, I would always like buy like all the fruits and vegetables like at the farmers market, because I would be there every week and they always looked the best. Like I remember falling in love with like the look of eggplants from the farmers market because they just look so cool. My grandparents were big into farmers markets too. They're so fun. They're one of my favorite things, and it's been like a hot minute since we've gone to a proper farmers market. Now I really want to go. Farmers markets are so dangerous. Same. The amount of tea I got. Like it's almost like conventions. Like I have the same mentality. If you go to a farmer's market, you're going to spend all the money that you bring and like you allow yourself to spend. And the same thing's going to happen at a convention. You're going to spend all of your money and you will be happy because you got all of the fun things. Conventions are the worst. I used to go to an anime convention all the time up in Ohio, Colossal Con, if anyone's heard of it, I guess. And I used to spend like all of the money that I would bring to it. Like it would all go towards getting like fun merch things and stickers and art and all the cool things. You're still paying for Gen Con 2 years ago? Damn. Okay, Kyle, I want to go to Gen Con so bad. I have never been to like a game slash TTRPG convention ever. And I see everyone going to Gen Con and like PAX and all of these things. And I want to go so bad. And so I'm hoping maybe next year or, excuse me, or something I can actually finally go to one because they look so much fun and I want to meet all the people. Oh, that just sounds amazing. I love going to conventions. It's been like, I mean, definitely since the pandemic. So, what, 4 years? Maybe? 3, 4 years? Oh man, it's been a long time. Go to MagFest. There's a huge TTRPG section. Good to know. Did you mean to say MagFest? Or Math Guess? Okay, that's a great name for a convention go if it was like Math Magfest, absolutely. Yeah, I've heard about Magfest too. I will definitely look into that one. If you ever go to Gen Con, let me know. Even if I don't have a badge, I go to Indy and meet in person. Yeah, that would be awesome. That's honestly the thing is like I really would love to meet some of these people that I've like made friends with, over the internet, having this podcast like in person, and I would love to like be able to support their games also in person too, because I know so many people get like their zines or zines, yeah, zines and like indie games and stuff like that from the conventions, because that's like sometimes some of the easier places to get them. And plus, it's just a really fun experience in general to like walk around and be like, I have a whole bag of TTRPGs. Like, I want it. But Indy has pretty good food. Yeah, Gen Con would be really interesting to check out. I really only go to Mag now. I used to go to PAX East and recently went to Anime Boston last year and the first time, but nothing compares. Yeah, anime, so, I mean, it definitely depends on what you're interested in, I would say. If you're really into, like, the TTRPG stuff and the games and even board games, I think, like, Gen Con and PAX and, I guess, Mag as well are pretty good for those. And anime conventions, I mean, if you're super into the animes and more video games and stuff like that, those are really good. I always really enjoyed going to the one that I used to go to in Ohio. I used to actually cosplay too, going to them. One year I actually went as Phantom and Christine with one of my friends for Colossal Con, and that was really fun because I am a tryhard and I decided to make like everything from scratch. And I'll tell you what, I didn't finish my Phantom jacket because I actually ended up doing the masquerade outfits, so specifically from the movie. So I was doing like the red kind of like tailcoat with like the cape and stuff, and then my friend, I made her like the pink dress, and that was really really fun. I Yeah, cosplay from scratch is so hard, and I was always terrible at starting it late and then not really being able to fully finish it. And so I think I did finish the Christine dress. I didn't finish the Phantom coat, unfortunately, because I was trying to do embroidery on it, and that just took a really long time. Um, Did I finish in my hotel room? Actually, no. I finished at my own house because we were literally like a 20-minute drive from the actual convention site, which was like a water park, actually. It was really, really fun. Like the whole inside area was huge, and then they would actually sell like water park passes that you could like go out and like actually. I remember people would like have like swimsuit versions of all of their cosplay so that they could go in the water and stuff. It's been really fun. Zato one cosplay a few years ago, and it was wonderfully made. It never again. Honestly, fair. It takes a lot of work to cosplay, and I don't understand how some people do it and also maintain a full-time job and like a social life, because that's a lot of work. I mean, I was able to do it because I had so much free time. Oh my god, hey Danny, you're in my house. Welcome. Hi, Danny's my brother. He is probably in the other room right now listening to this. Yeah, you can't do big conventions anymore. That's fair. Like they are a lot. They're a lot to go through. There's a lot of people there. Definitely on the wish list to go to. An anime convention or one specifically. Most of the social life I have is other cosplayers. We all suffer together. Yeah, no, that's fair. You all suffer together, you all make really cool costumes, and all stress out at the same time. It's great. It's a bonding experience. Woo! Void Shift did an amazing Chainsaw Man? Oh, I want to see. Oh, you should totally drop that in the Discord. ClassicCon is on my wish list. You should definitely go. I mean, I haven't gone in a few years, so I don't know what it's like yet, or like right now. But when we were going, it was starting to get busier and busier and busier. And, like, more and more people would go. And it was absolutely insane. But it's a really fun convention. Especially with, like, the water park and all of that. Super, super fun. Dragon Con is on mine. Where is Dragon Con? Is that up? Is that in the UK? Is Dragon Con the one in the UK? Yo, that's awesome! Void Shift, that's great! Holy shit! Atlanta, Georgia? Oh, fair. I don't know why I thought... Dragon Meat, is that the one in, the UK? It might be. Yeah, Void Shift, that is literally so cool. I am so thoroughly impressed. Yes, heart. Oh, Ethan's been there before? I didn't know. That's cool. See? Yeah, that rocks so hard. I mean, Rocky says it rocks, which means it extra rocks. Like, those are the rules. No, that's so cool. Man, this is so much fun. Oh, but we're at like 10:02 now, which I think it's time to do the final giveaway and probably start to wrap up the party here. But seriously, guys, thank you so much for like coming and hanging out. This has been awesome. The last giveaway that we are going to be doing for the night are the 3 hatchling games. PDFs for the 3 hatchling games. So it's for Inspirails, it's for Overails, and it's for Dragon Dowser. Now, if you don't know what these games are, specifically the Inspirails and Overails, or Overails, sorry, are games that actually teach sign language and are like family friendly and good for like kids and stuff like that. But specifically, I actually got these games on my own radar because they teach sign language, and I thought that was such an interesting aspect to bring to TTRPGs. And Hatchling Games in general is an amazing company. They do a lot to, support the community and also, have these connections with, the deaf community, I think. Yeah, sorry. I was trying to remember something about Rich specifically, but, like, they are an awesome company. They do these really amazing family-friendly games, and Inspirails and Overails, sorry, are both connected as games, and they are really, really cool. Then Dragon Dowser is a solo card game that they actually came out with, and so all 3 of these games are going to be in PDF form and given away to you guys. Specifically, they are going to be a bundle, so only one person will be winning them, and whoever wins them, I will contact you with Rich, and we will get it all sorted out on how you will actually get the games. But yeah, no, this has been awesome. Thank you for your time in setting up this amazing event. Of course, Charlie. Anytime now. Anytime. I want to do it all the time. We should... I mean, I know I'm going to be doing the monthly parties, but maybe I'll do like another thing sometimes of like random events that would be really fun to do. But yeah, no, they are really cool and fun games. And even if you just want to start learning about other systems, and especially if you haven't like dived too far into the world, Kyle, we will get to the Patreon after the giveaway. But thank you, thank you. I appreciate you sharing it again. But yes, let's do the giveaway for the 3-game bundle of the Hatchling PDFs, and we will do this image for it, which is the cover art for Inspirails. And so for this, it is loading very quick. For this one, if you want to win this 3-game PDF bundle from Hatchling Games, react to this image with a green heart. And yes, it is insanely cool art. They have some really amazing art for all their books. I know they recently came out with a Kickstarter for Cryptid Creeks, which is a game that actually did cover on the RPG Goblin with Rich, who Rich runs Hatchling Games and is one of the sweetest people in existence. Sorry, my brain's starting to melt a little bit and words are going all around. But Rich is so incredibly sweet, and we did a whole episode on Cryptid Creeks, which has amazing art, Inspirails, Overrails, all of it has just amazing art, and they're just really beautiful, and they're just gorgeous games in general, just with like what they're doing. I love it. Words are hard. You have nothing to worry about. Words are hard. If like I will tell you, I probably mess up words more than I should when it comes to like doing the podcast and all of that, and especially like even a reason why I don't love to play D&D, especially like pre-written settings, is because fantasy names are so hard to figure out for me. Like I'm really bad at like sounding out words, and then when they don't even have a pronunciation guide or anything, I just give up and I'm like, we will have a shortened version of it. I know in one game that I played, I could never remember the one name of one of the NPCs, and we ended up just calling him Melon the entire time because it was just something that sounded semi like melon. And it was just easier that way. And words are hard. Oh my. Oh my my. All right. This is so cool. I'm so excited. All right. I'm going to take my reaction away from the thing. So we have 9 people who want to win the 3-game PDF bundle. I will roll for the winner in just a moment here. We will use the giveaway dice again. Rocky, I am so sorry, but this is going to roll the next winner. And it'll be that way. But yeah, let me roll the die. We have 9 people and we will re-roll on a 10. So here, let me roll first and then I'll bring up the reactions. Beep, beep, beep. All right, well, we got a 10. You're getting used dice. Terrible. All right, we got a 1. All right, who is the first person who reacted? Few reactions. Technomancer Kyle, you won the 3 PDF bundle of all of the Hatchling games. Congratulations. Hell yeah. You won a refund. No, Rocky, you are winning the dice. There's nothing to refund except for a heart, I guess. But yes, congratulations, Kyle. Oh, that's awesome. I'm so glad you won something. All right, let me quickly write down. All right, the PDF bundle, and Kyle is the winner. Yay. All right, and I mean, that is all of the prizes that I had for the night. A set of dice, a chonk, 3 games, and a really cute dice bag and D&D cards, which I still love those so much. I'm so excited to actually get the pictures for those. But yeah, no, this was awesome. Congratulations to Nerdy Mom, Rocky, Charlie, and Kyle for all winning prizes during this entire party. This was super awesome, and I can't wait to get everything set up so that we can get those prizes out to you guys. But yeah, no, this was so much fun. thank you guys so very much for hanging out and having this party with me and, listening to my ramblings and all these silly things. This was awesome, and naming the tiers apparently Stinker, Stinky, and Stinkiest. Thank you, Riley. Thank you guys. No, seriously, I mean, I have to thank you. We are doing this party because you guys helped me hit 1,000 listens within the month of November. And that's not 1,000 listens overall on the podcast. That was 1,000 listens that the RPG Goblin got in just the month of November. And I am still amazed by it. And I just thank you so very much for helping us get to that point and just being like one of the most like supportive communities I've been in. Like, seriously, you guys are amazing. I appreciate you so very much. And, we had the whole big announcement of the RPG Goblin Patreon releasing and happening. That is live right now. Kyle, if you would like to maybe link it again, that would be very helpful. I appreciate it. Thank you, Kyle. The RPG Goblin Patreon released today. I announced it today, and I am so excited for it because one of the things with the lowest level tier, which is $5 a month, you first will get special access to anything Patreon related within this Discord, and when this Discord does get potentially in the future turns into a private Discord just for the Patreons, you will have forever access to it if you've already been in the Discord, but also you get access to any Patreon servers or events or anything that happens within the server in the future. And you also get to celebrate TTRPG parties with us every single month. For the lowest tier, we will be hosting monthly TTRPG parties where we'll do this exact same thing. We'll have a bunch of people on, we'll talk, we'll hang out, we'll have on guests, we'll do giveaways, we'll have fun and just a goofy time, and it'll be awesome. And I'm really, really excited, especially after having this amazing party with you guys. And so there are a bunch of other tiers too, but the lowest one I wanted to specifically spotlight because I am just really excited to start doing more stuff with you guys and to also be getting some support for the RPG Goblin through Patreon too, because I have a lot of big plans coming to the RPG Goblin within the new year here. And so that's going to really help get some of these going. And so, yeah. Everyone's yelling at me to rest and drink vitamin C. So I will definitely be doing that, but I just want to say thank you so much to Kyle and Riley for coming on and hanging out and talking with me on, during kind of the midpoint of this party. That was absolutely fantastic, and we'll definitely have to do some longer time slots for you guys because all those talking times were very short and upsetting. But there are going to be many more of these parties in the future. Thank you so much to Rich from Hatchling Games for donating the 3 PDF bundle for the giveaway. Thank you so much to Kim from 5 GMs in a Trench Coat for donating the dice bag and D&D card bundle. And I don't have to thank anyone for this because I made these. I made the dice, but I'm so glad that I was able to give them some new homes with people and be able to host this amazing event with you guys. So seriously, thank you so much. Like I said, I've been recording this entire party, so after the fact, you guys can go. Links for the PDF bundle games, would love to check them out. I will be posting those after this party is done, either later tonight or tomorrow morning. We'll see how alive I am after this. I will be making an announcement in the RPG Goblin announcement channel for everyone to check out like the different social medias for all the guests and everyone who donated to the party. So I got you on that, Void. But yeah, awesome. This was fantastic. Thank you guys so much for hanging out. Thank you, Kyle, for coming on, and Riley again for coming on and being great tech support in the chat of sending the link for the Patreon. That's been amazing. But yeah, done with my ramblings. Thank you guys so much. If you want to watch the replay of the party, that will also be on YouTube at a later date, and I'll announce that too. But yeah, thank you so much. Have a fantastic night, everyone. Thank you for joining, and congratulations for all the winners. Yeah, I think that's the end.